Good, you're awake. I was wondering when you'd finally come around. You're pretty easy to take down for a werewolf. I should have known. One head to the head, and another to the back of the neck, and you were out like light. I'd say you should work on that, but you sort of have more important things to worry about at the moment. Again, more important things to worry about. Why isn't one of them? Oh, another boring and consequential question. Why don't any of you ever get the point? Oh, why don't any of you ever surprise me or do something interesting? Cute. You're in the Taj Mahal, 20,000 leagues under the sea. Is we are tied up that important? Or in my office, a warehouse deep in the industrial district. Do you need the state and zip code too? When I said deep, I meant it. No one but me and the rats are here to hear you cry. And if you're far out enough, another werewolf wouldn't even hear you if they tried. But they aren't. You might as well stop wiggling and shit too. Those are wolfsbane infused ropes around you. Your hands and ankles. You're just going to hurt yourself more than I already have. And that'll make my job even more boring than it already is. Finally, better frickin' question. I was starting to think I've given you brain damage. I don't want your money. Not that you have much. And even if you did, I'm being paid a very pretty penny by some very rich, important people for my services. Who do you think? I know dogs can be dumb, but how about you use the human part of your brain? You still have one, Got it in one. Maybe you're not as dumb as you look. Oh yeah, they wanted me to tell you of an all-expense-paid cruise vacation. Bon voyage. The Sealy Court wants information, and they want me to drag it out of you. They also imply that they want you dead, but they won't pay me for that, and thus left it for my discretion. I appreciate the trust in me and the freedom. Not so sure I appreciate their surprising frugality. But a job is a job is a job. I always find that funny. That people would sit in that chair, look me in the eyes and say, I don't know anything. That's not true. You know your name. You know your address. You know 2 + 2 = 4. You know where you're keeping the Fey princess you kidnapped. And now I'm going to make you tell me where that is. You ever play Russian roulette? Oh, don't you wish? No, I'll be playing a simpler version. Really easy for you to understand. I'll hold the gun and load around in the cylinder, and they'll pull the trigger. You'll tell me what I want to know, and if you play the game well and do what you're told, like a good dog, you'll lose a foot or a hand and not your head. Ready? I'll start with something easy. Why that particular girl? What in God's name made you think a lone wolf could take on the Fey folk like that? Well, because they told me so for one thing, and not in the unclear, vague way they do when they want to lie but can't. They gave me in no certain terms your name, your picture, where to find you. Not to mention, you were hardly subtle. I could have tracked your path through the forest with my eyes closed. And I don't have the fancy nose and ears you wolves and other supernatural creatures have. I'm surprised you managed to get into their realm, let alone out alive, and the princess in tow. What made you decide to do that? No dice. Try again. Oh, there's no convincing me it wasn't you. And you'll just risk more time and more limbs by trying. Why that girl? Oh, you have the questions now. That's cute. Fine. I've been known to humor a pet or two. That's simply because Sealy don't like to get your hands dirty. Simple as that. Sure, they could try and lure you back into their territory or track you down on their own, but they're not going to. They are finicky. Some would say lazy bunch who want to deal with you and get the princess back without breaking a sweat. I can't be bothered by something I don't care about. The Fae, the wolves, the vampires, the witches, they're all the same to me. I stick to me, myself, mine, and my money. Aren't you? You know about Lonely. I've been watching you, looking you up, drifting for the past year at least. No connections, no home, no roots, nothing. At least I have a job and no hordes of supernatural royalty putting bounties on my head. At least I don't have a gun pointed at one of my kneecaps. Well, you know what you have to do if you want out. Tell me where the girl is. If she's alive and well, and you suddenly get good at covering your tracks, the Fae might leave you all alone. Oh, highly unlikely, but more likely than if you keep being tight-lipped and stubborn. Well, you get to keep your knees. Let's see if you get to keep your kidney. I don't know. Eeny, meeny, miny. Well, the left one it is. What could you want more than one of your organs? More than your life, I wonder? You don't want your life. That's why you suck at not getting captured. Did you already finish her off? How? Huh. Iron through the eyes, hands and feet. Traditional and thorough. The corpse? Decapitation and fire. Oh, you know your shit. You did the princess 3 days ago. How long has she been? So you've had 2 days to at least try to run, but instead you loitered around the alleys of downtown waiting for me to hunt you down. Well, you must really hate yourself. The fake court, or, I mean, both. Well, which is it? And why is that? What did they do to you to get you to kidnap and, hurt a child? Not to yours or my kind, maybe, but that age is still a child to them. What could have warranted that? The piss in your territory, burn down your doghouse, steal your favorite bone. Werewolves are all the same. You're not dignified like the vampires or honest like the fae. Not nearly as fun as the mayor. But you know what you lot are. You're always fair. You took a life because they took one from you. Oh, that's a lot more than one. Was that your whole pack? Huh. Bummer. How'd they go? Didn't know any better than to dance to sea lion music. That's rule number one of running in these woods. No, any woods. I'm not in the business of judging whether it was right or wrong. I'm in the business of ending people. Need I remind you? Just as your people should have been in the business of minding theirs. Oh, because I'm curious. Because all work and no play makes me a dull knife. I know what I said. Who cares about a dull boy? A dull knife is infactual at best and self-sabotage at worst. Of course, I prefer firearms, but the better for stands. You're not even going to give the court the courtesy of telling me where her remains are you? You're ballsy, I'll give you that. Wow, ballsy and lucky. I think I'll keep you. Really, I've always wanted a pet. One ready to tear anyone down. Plus, hunting was just so goddamn boring. You'll be much more fun, entertaining to me alive. All the organs staying in your body is what's in it for you, wouldn't you say? That's what I thought. Oh, I'm so going to get my money. There's nothing about being a kidnapper and assassin that keeps me from being a thief. I'm multi-talented. Now, how'd you like to help me? Rob the people who entered your whole family. You could, and some more of them, if you're quick about it.